Actually, my TikTok, someone I know found me. And the day that they looked at my TikTok, I stopped posting. I was like, oh my God, someone found me. Welcome back. Welcome back to Propaganda, my channel where I talk about my art journey, my art, some other stuff. And this week, I want to touch on something that I think is super crucial. One, I just got back from China. It was super cool. I don't really have a video about it, but as someone that goes by the name Propaganda, it really felt like the ultimate place to visit. And actually, let me show you something. This is an original piece of 1970s propaganda from China. I bought it at the Propaganda Museum in Shanghai. You should go if you're in the area. It is basically a multicultural group. We have every single ethnicity in this picture, and it says like, let's all work together to make the world better. And what I thought was the most interesting about all of this propaganda is there was so much racial equality messaging in the 70s that you would never see anywhere else. Like everything else aside, I guess when you think about socialism and communism is all, we are all one. It's not that, the messaging is pretty standard, but it was insane. It was like, we stand together with our brothers in America fighting for equality. It was fascinating. I'll make probably a separate video about that because it was such a different topic. What I want to talk about today on the topic of propaganda is just how to balance and decide if you should have an alias. And I am uniquely, I'm somewhat uniquely experienced in how to have an alias. I have my alias, this is it here, and then I have my actual own, under my own name, art account, Instagram. And how this all came to be is a very long story, and I'm not going to get into how I came to be, but I'm going to tell you what I learned from having two separate Instagrams, what it did to my art, what it did to my social media and posting. So I have my personal Instagram. That's for me. And this YouTube is the only place where I am both people, right? Everything else, everywhere else, I am separate entities. There's no cross-contamination. And at some point, I'm probably going to take down, if I decide to separate them completely, the videos where they blend. But this is, whatever, who cares, right? Like, it's social media. I don't want to just keep changing stuff. So my personal Instagram is where I've always posted my art. All my paintings, my whole journey since I started art. All my friends, all my network, all my painting customers, these guys. And then when I created a Twitter account, I chose an alias because it felt like the vibe, okay? And the alias is Propaganda. And I chose Propaganda for a couple of reasons. One, one of my favorite artists is Obey, and the other one is Sun Mu. Sun Mu makes North Korean propaganda art. Obey is really in like propaganda space. I chose Propaganda, right? It was easy. And that is on Twitter originally. And since then, I named my TikTok, I gave Propaganda's own Instagram and this YouTube channel. Because I was going through this phase, like I just quit my job and I decided to pursue art full time. And I'll tell you, there is actually one major reason to have an alias. I'll tell you about that in a minute. So I created both accounts, and in the last 4 years, I have been focusing on propaganda, right? I have posted outside of like maybe a painting and a couple of travel photos on my personal, which is supposed to be my core artist business account. I have posted this much art. Couple of sketches. Okay, in that time, I have done about 500 drawings. I have made about 20 paintings. I have sold a ton of art. I have done an entire book of travel sketches. Like there's really, like if you want to call it content, there's a lot of it to go on my personal. And then we have Propaganda. Propaganda has been very active everywhere, Reddit, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, and it has amassed a much bigger following than my personal Instagram. Even though I still sell paintings, propaganda just has a bigger following. And I'm going to tell you why that is. And this is where you got to make a decision about what kind of person you are. So, immediately upon creating propaganda, the ability to tweet or post, the effort became zero. It was just immediately easy. I didn't care about what I was posting as much. I wasn't as worried about opinions of people, even though like Propaganda's account originally was my sub account. So like people knew, like there's a few people that know me in real life that follow Propaganda on Instagram. So there's still like some restriction. Instagram is my least used account. Twitter, not a single person that I know follows me on Twitter, maybe one or two now. And I have the complete freedom on Twitter. Yes, Twitter has become a bit of a cesspool, right? However, it doesn't change the fact that like shooting off a tweet or doing a drawing and posting it, like these are easy on Twitter and on YouTube. No one follows me on YouTube, right? So these two places are the places, and TikTok actually, the 2 or 3 places where I am the most comfortable posting anything. Actually, my TikTok, someone I know found me. And the day that they looked at my TikTok, I stopped posting. I was like, oh my God, someone found me. Okay? And I'm obviously an adult. And like, I don't know why it bothers me so much to have people following. So, I'm going to say it's something like social power and pressure to be normal, or everyone knows me as an artist and still I have this like weird post. I don't want to be annoying maybe. So given that my art show is coming up, all the paintings are now finished. And that is the paintings that go on my personal. I now have to switch gears and start promoting my personal art, making videos, making content. And I'm mortified of this. And I can tell you that I've done like 5,000 tweets here, posted every sketch and doodle on Propaganda. Like Propaganda is sort of like my sketchbook. That's what I've been like debating what to do with these two things. Anyways. And now here I am, stuck. And that's why I want to make this video. If you're an artist and you're debating, do I want to have an alias or my name? It is infinitely easier to be active and share on an alias. Infinitely. Not even in the same game. However, at this point, I kind of wish that I put all that energy into my personal, because now that I've grown confident in posting, I'm like, oh, I should be doing that with myself, but I didn't, build the audience or whatever you want to call it. So I'm in a tough spot. So if you're an artist that is debating this, think about what's more important to you. Like, you should get over it. Learn to get over it. Like, the reason I'm making this video is I saw this video from Casey Sinat. I'm not saying his last name. And he says that, like, and this is really true, like, everyone's so self-absorbed in their own life, and no one is even thinking about you. Like, no matter what you post, like, you might be a blip in someone's life. Like, think about the most offensive thing you saw on the internet recently. How quickly did you move on from it? Right? Like, there's a barrage of entertainment and terrifying stuff and offensive stuff that you think that, like, you're gonna stand out because you're an artist and, oh, look at my new sketch or my new drawing. Like, yeah, you should do that, because you know what, people, like, they may unfollow you because, like, oh, I don't care, but those people are never the people that are close to you. They might be someone that you were friends with 10 years ago that doesn't even talk to you anymore, and you're like, oh, I don't want to really engage with this guy anymore. That's fine, right? So that's the lesson. I'm not going to beat someone to death. Think about it. Try to overcome the person that you're afraid to be first. If you don't think you're going to be able to do it, and that's okay. Like, there's nothing wrong with being, like, too scared. Like, Shepard Fairey goes as obey, right? Like, he's a great example of how these two things can exist. Then create the alias. And at the end of the day, just think about it later. Make the art, post the art, get the art out there, and think about your social media last. It's a hot take. Probably gonna get roasted. If anyone watched any of these videos, I'd get roasted, but no one does. So it's okay. But I guarantee you, if someone starts watching this video, my tone's gonna change, and that is effectively the power of social media. Good luck out there. Tune in next time for the art show update, China update. I don't know. Thanks. Peace.